Okay guys, now that is part 2. Let me show you this thing. How did I get to fix this uh, channel which was blown? I'll just give you a quick heads up so you can see and understand what I really did here on this amplifier. Okay, first things first, these are transistors. These are, one side is NPN and on the other side is PNP. Is PNP. As you can see, there are 4 big transistors that side, 4 big transistors. Those are the main sound drivers. You can see also this channel resistors. I think that is 0.22 watts resistors for channels 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Then they combine through these relays and get up for the speaker channel coil output. Okay, so now here we've got our signals here, and then here we've got our main voltage supply here from the power supply. This power supply here, we've got 150 volts, positive 150, negative 150. We've got 86 volts, positive 86, negative 86. So what happened on this amplifier? Okay, I find out these parts were blown. Here you can see here we've got some Scotch diode, and then these are MOSFETs here. These MOSFETs are very important for these amplifiers because they regulate the power which goes to the transistor. The input here will be definitely the highest amount you're getting from the transformer, that is 115 volts, 150 volts. Then they regulate that, they step it down to half the maybe 49 or something, which then drives to the transistors. Okay, here we've got the preamp regulation there. Okay, same applies to this other side. Scotch diodes there, MOSFETs there. As you can see, all of these, I changed these MOSFETs, I changed the transistors. You can see all the transistors were changed because they were blown. You have to use a multimeter. Some are not changed, but you change those which were blown. Okay, right, use a multimeter to check the transistor. If you've got any problems to know how to change the transistor or the MOSFET, I can teach you that one, but I'll try to make a video to teach you on those things, guys. Okay, right, now let's come to the PC board there. Okay, this is the PC board for this amplifier. As you can see, these 2 channels, we call them, these are suspended channels. These are just suspended channels. As you can see, these two heat sinks here, they don't link each other. These ones, they don't link at all. That's why they've got these plastic insulators to make sure that they don't come together at all. Each of these is carrying high voltage up to 150 volts, 150 volts coming through. That's why you also see these main transistors are not being insulated. They are in fact screwed directly to this aluminum thing, to the aluminum heatsink. Okay, right, let's come now there to the PC board. Right, now you see our PC board there. This is the PNP section, NPN section. Okay, so right here, what happens here, the main transistors, some of them were blown out here and this side. Okay, I had to change them. Okay, then listen carefully. The most important part is not just changing these big transistors. The most important part is about the driving system here. above this within the PC board. Each and every component you are looking at here has got a very, very big function for this thing. Any single component here which is blown, any single component here which is faulty, then can just cripple the whole thing. The whole thing will not work at all. Okay, so now take a look on this. What I did after changing those transistors, changed the main transistors and some of these MOSFETs, 4 of them this side, 4 of them this side, 4 main transistors. Okay, I find out that here also over the driving system, this is a surface mount PC board. So this surface mount PC board is a bit tricky. A lot of technicians, they don't understand it, how it goes, but it's almost the same as the old PC board, which you know. The resistors are still resistors. The only difference is that they are only designed to be chips, to be surface mount chips. The diodes, capacitors, and all the stuff. Okay, for example, if you check here, I find that this resistor was blown up here. This R14 there. So I replace it with 470 ohm, because the actual value of this resistor, the R14, we have R14. We should be having R14 somewhere. It's supposed to be this one. Yes, supposed to be 39. This 39, it's a number. You have to know these numbers. 39 means it's almost like 390 ohms, isn't it? And then that one 5100 is probably 510. Okay, so here I replace the 390 ohm with this 470. That was the nearest I got. I replaced that 510 with 560 ohm. A resistor is still a resistor. You just have to understand the values of these resistors and the meaning on these numbers. All these numbers are not just for decoration, but they've got a very, 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 very important meaning. That's where you get the information about the value of the resistor. Okay, so I changed these resistor drivers. You see also here I've got another one which was blown. I changed some drivers here, there and there. You see 4.7 here. I had to replace and put this one, my own, there. You see. And I also had to